Hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra. Full disclosure, it's been basically a little bit under 2 weeks since I last played this game. The previous videos were all pre-recorded since I went on vacation, but now I'm back, and I'm a bit lost, so I have a bit of an idea, but let's see where we were. Okay, so we were one day remote. That's where we were. Yesterday's plan succeeded, and the form of Julius' servant was finally revealed. He obfuscated his presence, going seemingly invisible by melting into his environment. Now I know how he does it, but I don't know if I can win. Today's the last day of the prep period. Tomorrow I'll settle the score with Julius. I should do everything I can to do so I have no regrets. I'm also worried about Ronnie. I have to thank her for yesterday. Alright, here we are again, almost done with this chapter. And let's see if Saber has anything to say.
世話をかけたな、奏者よ。ん？何をそう笑っている？何も特別喜ばしいことでもないぞ。なぜなら、世は必ずこうなると信じていたからな。なので礼は言わぬ。こんな当たり前のことを喜ぶのは。終始笑わねばならぬ道化か。出かけ。
Alright, no, never mind. We already saw this one. Alright, so we have a few bit of things. Okay, I'm seeing here in my note. Yeah, okay, we do. This is actually a bit of an important day, since we are gonna, after this day, we're gonna have access to something important. Alright, so Ronnie. Hello, I'm glad things went well for you yesterday. It was all thanks to Ronnie. After hearing her pained voice yesterday, I'm worried about her. I did devolve into a fight, but I did what was needed. Don't fret, my injury is minor. Injury? I knew you shouldn't have let her. Knew I shouldn't have let her put herself in harm's way. Once again, do not worry. The Scorpion saw me as a nuisance, barely worth notice. On second thought, I wonder why he left me alive. He must have seen me as a threat of some kind. But enough about me. Did you learn anything about the servant by seeing his form? Julius' servant. I didn't uncover his identity, but I was able to break through his nigh-perfect ability to hide his presence by throwing his chi into disarray. I see. A practitioner of Kung Fu. If his mastery of concealment is so advanced, he might be a master. I'm fairly certain that Julius' servant may be a heroic spirit with such a background. A Kung Fu master. That would explain his fighting style. If his mastery of Kung Fu is that advanced, it should make it easy to discern his identity. Today is your last day to prepare, so be careful. The Scorpion will be as his most cautious now. Ronnie is right. Today's the last full day to prepare. I better make the most of it. Train in the arena, then head to the chapel. There's so much I need to do. Indeed. Let's see what you have to say. Finally, if the Lion's reigns today, I pray that you will have to put all your affairs in order. Let me take a look. We do have both triggers. That's pretty good. We're level 28, which is basically what we need to do here. We could try raise it 1 or 2 more, depending on what it is. Let's go up here. We have not here apparently. No, it's on the other one. Rin isn't here right now. She's in the floor below. But before we go there, we can go ahead and take a look at the library. You may have to use your noble phantasm soon. If not, your battles from here on out will be pretty difficult. Unless your servant decides to use the noble phantasm on their own, you must ease them into the idea. If the timing's off, all that will be accomplished is revealing your servant's true identity. Be careful when you use it. A martial artist who perfected the art of concealment. There are very few people who manage that. But as I continue to read about martial arts masters, I come across some important information regarding concealment. Concealment. A very powerful technique that only a handful of warriors, most notably Bajiwan, master of the Qin dynasty, were able to master. By harvesting their vital energy, masters of this technique were able to make themselves one with both heaven and earth. Doing this allowed them to effectively fade into the background, making them invisible. Baji Quan. That might be the fighting styles Julius' servant uses. Considering the uniqueness of the form and its characteristically heavy blows, I'm probably not too far off. Beating him will be a challenge, but this knowledge will help. All I can do is trust my servant's power. And we don't get anything. I mean, we don't get any, what do you call it? Matrix things, but it's good. It's good lore, I guess you could say. Man, these hallways sure are empty after almost everyone dying, huh? Alright. Onto the first floor, and here she is. And there she is also. So, this is a legendary delicacy known as the Mighty Lobster. I might have you sure to savor it. To commemorate this moment, allow me to give you my prized tea service. And this is pretty much the, I think, penultimate thing. Yeah, because we still have one more Tiger quest to do in the penultimate round. And there it is, right on the left. You can barely see it, but it's there. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and talk to Rin now. Hey Rin, how's it doing? How should I say this? You may have become a powerful master, but you're still vulnerable. What is it you're lacking? Is it insufficient preparation, or is it the paucity of information? What is it with her? Every time I see her, she immediately starts lambasting me without any warning whatsoever. If I weren't so numb to this situation, I'd probably just go back to my room and sob in humiliation. Numb? Try blissfully ignorant. That'd be more accurate. Anyways, Hakuno, I have time on my hands, so if you want to ask something, do so now. Of course, I'll only answer questions that pertain to being a master. Normally I can't be bothered with things like this, but I'm feeling generous, so ask away. Although I'm a little wary of her offer to help, this opportunity is too good to pass up. That and she actually being nice, for her anyways, so let me see. You can ask any of this, and you can press this button here to just go next. So, your thoughts on the Grail War. I want to know how she feels about the nature of the Holy Grail War. Not about the system per se, but the fact that you have to kill to live. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised you're still hung up on that. I can tell you're still in shock that people are dying in this Holy Grail War. I wonder if it could be that your entire view of the Holy Grail War is completely wrong. While I agree that conditions are severe, I cannot say they're unreasonable. Everything has its limits. The land, the resources, reputation, even time itself is finite. Everyone has different goals, and the resources to fulfill them are limited, which leads to conflict. You have your wish granted, another's wish must be denied. That's the way of the world. The rules found here in the Seraph are simply simple compared to those that govern the real world. I mean, in the real world, innocent bystanders are frequent victims to the fighting around them. Compared to that, the terms of the Holy Grail War are quite fair. I'd say, so far to say moral. I mean, yeah, this type of Holy Grail War compared to the Fate Zero or Stay Night, or even Apocrypha, because Apocrypha had a lot more, I think, civilian casualties. Maybe not. I honestly, every other Holy Grail War that isn't this one has civilian casualties, so this one is a lot more humane. Only those who want to be there die, basically. The motivation and consequences are made clear, and there are no innocents here. Our backgrounds are probably totally different, but my reasoning might not make sense to you. And don't forget that conflict between individuals is not necessarily a bad thing. Understand your foe to win, anticipate your opponent to win, respect your opponent to win. There are three things that I consider to be the essence of the Grail War. Now, how this reality came to be the Holy Grail War, I honestly couldn't tell you. So personally, I think the system was created for the purpose of better understanding mankind. So, is there anything else you'd like to ask? We can ask, what's the fate of the world? I want to ask about the fate of the world, because I have no memories of the past, what it's like on Earth. Everything is a mystery to me. Seems that even after being told, nothing was really registered to you. It's obvious that you still have no idea what state the real world is in. Let me try to explain it again from a different angle. The world is doomed to wither and die. It's not going to happen right away, of course. There's no easily identifiable danger to prevent. There was a global catastrophe 30 years ago, but it actually helped stabilize the population. However, with the massive loss of life, all progress came to a crashing halt. Now there's no war, no famine, no poverty, but there is no advancement, only stasis. New discovery, scientific breakthroughs, even space travel have all come to a standstill. Mankind has yet to explore the moon. History itself has somehow been corrupted. Since the near extinction of mankind, human society has stagnated like water in a marsh. The Harvey family wants to keep the status quo, as if it's easier to maintain than change. That may work on the short term, but resources scarcity and environmental decay isn't far off. Like walking down an incline, it's only really noticeable if you look ahead instead of on your feet. And if the incline was endless, there'd be no hope at the end. Would you even keep going? I don't hold that fatalist view. That's why I'm here, to fight against a hopeless future, to defeat the short-sighted plutocrats who would allow the world to rot away, namely the Harways. Oh, I'm not saying that I would win because I desire to save the world. The value of a person's wish isn't determined by its grandeur or its intent. Everyone has their own reasons for entering. I just thought it'd be nice I'd share mine with you. So, is there anything else you'd like to ask? That's all. I don't really have anything in particular to ask. Sorry if you think I was wasting your time. Is that so? Well, if you say so, I'm surprised at your diligence, to be honest. Huh? If I say anything stupid, if I ask anything stupid, I just get ripped apart. Silence is sometimes the best choice. Oh, you were busy? Sorry for holding you up. I think you were going to the arena. Be careful. As she watches me go, she raises her hand and waves at me. That was totally unexpected. Could today be the one day of the year where Rin is actually in a good mood? I guess you could say that. Let me see if we actually say. Oh, you're heading to the arena? Be sure to be trained seriously. That is a bit suspicious. Alright, we basically don't have anything else to do here. I mean, we have levels, but I want to see. Oh, we have a few skill points, so I guess we can go there. I talk to Sakura here, but she doesn't do anything useful. Yep. We'll get more of her in CCC. It's only gonna take like, what, 100, 200 hours? I don't know how long this is gonna be. Winning tomorrow will get you into the semi-finals. Now, it's definitely not the time to relax. It may be hard to believe, but I think the reality of this place is just starting to set in. And I mean, I don't know, the New Game Plus ones are gonna be easier since I'm not gonna talk to every NPC. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be faster, but still. Damn it, I can't concentrate. I should probably grab some of those more horror E6. Alright, let's level up. Right, so, I want to increase my defense. There we go, perfect. Nope, I'm good, thanks. Now that I have both at B, I'm gonna go, after this, I'm gonna focus on strength. More until it reaches A, and then go ahead and endurance again, and keep doing that back and forth. Alright, let's go to the first floor. Go outside, see if there are any, if they're there or not. This guy isn't. Let's see about the archer girl over there. Nope. Alright. Off to the commissary then. You have this guy over here. Word around the campfires that Sakura Mato made lunches for all the masters last round. I wish I could have got my hands on one. Are they as good as people say? I think I still have that, right? I didn't use it. Yep, it's still here. It's a pretty good healing item, but there's just one of them. Let's see, do I have everything from here? Hold one. Yeah, I have everything. Alright, that's pretty good. Off to the arena then. There's not much else. We can just grind ahead in the arena, no problems. You seem pretty confident and ready to face what's coming. Even your stubbornness seems at 100%. Honestly, I've never even entertained the possibility of you defeating Kuzuki, but the more I think of it, the more I begin to feel that you're the one I should be worried about. Kind of weird that she can see Saber, even though she's like in spirit form right now. Anyways, let's go to the second floor and do the usual little bit of grinding. I mean, just pass through the floor and defeat whoever we can right now, right? Alright. Let's actually just see if I have the stun equipped or not. Equip. Yep, there it is. Let's go then. Off we go.
任せよ行くぞ
Right. I should probably have my notes ready, but well, let's. Nah, that's unfortunate. Yep, that's why I shouldn't have my things here ready. Yeah, but I was almost right.
風と消えよ
Almost so close.
そなたの前
Alright, what week are we in? I think week 5, right? Oh yeah, week 5. Where is it? Where is it? Right, I think I'm already here. Alright, my notes are a bit sporadic here, so.
見ただけで熱い蒸した浴場ぐらいは我慢するよでも密林の暑苦しさだけは我慢ならんそうじゃよあの購買部に水着は売っていないのか
You'll get that in CCC, don't worry about it, Saber. Right now you just have to hold on.
引く
Off
が
we
よ
go.
任せよ行くぞ
No, no need for that one, just do this and we're done.
行くぞマスター
Necrophobia.
そこは動く
Not quite, damn. Okay, so it's a bit after. We still got it.
見事だ世の奏者
And we are level 29. Nice.
レベルアップかもっと励み
This guy is the Blazing Soul. Alright.
たい任せよ
Oh yeah, this one's definitely weaker than the other one. We got him in free. Off we go.
もらったぞ見事だ出たぞ世の奏者
8,000 XP, it's quite a bit, so I don't think we aren't gonna level up anymore here. Well, I'm not gonna go out of my way to grind. I'm gonna beat everyone on my way, but not there, you know.
まとまりつくな
Even Saber's getting annoyed at these guys.
行くぞマスター
It is good to defeat as many enemies as you can. If you're playing with Saber in your first playthrough, since she's easier to play, because the
十分であろうこんな緑の魔球からは早々に立ち去ろうほらどこからでもひとっ飛びで我らの部屋に戻るのがあるであろうあれを使ってほしい
Saber seems to really not like the jungle, huh? But what I was saying, yeah, defeat as many enemies as you can, as many times as you can, so you can get the readings on them, you know, the patterns. So the other, so when you use the other servants, you get a faster time of beating the game. There we go. That was even. There we go.
検討したな
We do get almost 1,000 XP by just defeating 2 guys, so it's not that bad.
踊るというもの
If you wanted, especially with the emulator, since you can speed things up, you could have just spent a few minutes here and leveled up.
引くが
You
よ
can just defeat everyone here.
行くぞ
Yeah, the guy has 2 weights, so he's basically just dead. We get half his health,
受けるがよい
then another one. Not enough, but damn, he guarded. That's a shame. We're off by 1.
任せるがよい
Alright, that should be enough.
打ち砕
And do you think these are the ones that give us more
く検討
XP?
したな
Yeah, 600. They're the ones who give us the most XP of everyone here. Alright.
蹴散らす
Alright, let's see if this works. Nah, let's Buster, damn. Or break. Oh god, don't tell me I'm gonna die here. Ooh boy, that was a close one. I was already watching my life flash before my eyes. There. That is such a good healing item. Item, no, a skill. Off we go. So like, let's try this. Ah, he uses a skill. Damn. That's a shame. Yeah, they do that sometimes. They just use skills instead of normal attacks in the middle of the pattern. It's a bit annoying, but nothing that's really that bad, really. 1, 2, then we get they break twice, right? Yeah, that's a shame. I'm trying to save heals for the battle, for the boss fights items, so let's not use them for now. There we go. After a while, we can just start using skills, honestly. It should be this. 1, 2, 3. Close. There we go. We are gonna reach half. Hey, look at, there's a crab over there. That is a that is a 3D model, huh? And lobsters too. I didn't even notice that. First time going through, huh? Just use thunderous applause. It should be enough to just kill outright. Not quite, but the next one should kill. Not quite, apparently. Ah, he uses the goddamn skill. Luckily we guarded there. He's gone now. There we got more enemy info. Yeah, right. Not that way. This way. Let's just deal with this guy just for fun. Thunderous applause, and then just attack. He should do break. Let's see how much damage we can do with this guy. Quite a lot, actually. 1,000 damage is a lot, really. And he's gone. Bye. Alright. We are past the halfway point in terms of XP. We should level up after we defeat the assassin in the final boss area. Alright, we're gonna go ahead into the end here. Yep, that's it. Thanks you. See you next time. Oops, not that one. That one. Looking at my notes. Here we're gonna have an important convo with Saber, finally. You have this conversation with every single one of your servants, so it's fine. Her voice is quiet. I've never seen Saber so serious and sincere as she is now. Her diamond bright eyes cut into mine as she announces she desires to entrust her finest weapon to me.
次こそ、奴らとの決戦になる。透明化を封じたと言っても、これはそなたの問題ではない。そなたは十分に育った。剣として劣っているのは世の方だ。
Yeah.
よって、次の戦いで宝具を開示したい。最後の相手まで温存すると言ったのは世だが。
Honestly, this type of fight, it would make sense to just use a normal Phantasm. in servant fights, right? At the very end, since nobody's there to watch. I mean, I guess technically Julius was watching them, but he was not using legit means. He was hacking into the system. But yeah, it makes sense just to use Noble Phantasm at things, right?
世は全力をもって暗殺者を打倒する。そしてその時こそ、そなたは世の神明を知ることになろう。そうだな。宝具を明かすは神明をも明かすこと。我が悪名をそなたに知られるのが怖かっただけなのかもしれない。だが、その恐れすら今はない。そなたならば、我が神明を知った上でも、共に戦ってくれると信じている。
And then Saber tells me the name of her Noble Phantasm. Noble Phantasm are voice activated, and the name itself reveals a lot about her heroic spirit. Then when Saber uses her Noble Phantasm, her identity will be laid bare. And we got the Matrix level 2 of our servant. We had the first one of all this time.
キャツとの決戦時、いつ解放するかは、そなたに任せた。だから、それまでは口にせず、世の神明を知ることもしないでほしい。
We will know soon enough.
すべては決戦の後、勝利を迎えた後に、世の名前を語るとしよう。
Like using Codecast, press square while in battle to use your servant's Noble Phantasm. Saber's Noble Phantasm, Fear of the Deranged, can be used after the fourth turn of battle. Once used, your foe will take damage, and their strength and endurance will weaken over the course of 3 turns. Also, the servant's Noble Phantasm can only be used in battle once. Be sure to use it to your greatest advantage. Right, so each of the servants have different means of activating their Noble Phantasm. Well, I'll get to it when we get to each servant, but Saber one is definitely the easiest one. It's just an endurance battle. There is a special dialogue if you use their Noble Phantasm against normal enemies 4 times, which I'm gonna do after we beat this in the next part. So for now, let's just go to the Matrix screen. We have Julius, we got nothing new. Not really surprising, but we have something new for Saber. Astas Domos Aurea, Golden Theater of the Deranged. A theater based on the palace Nero has built after her original one burned to the ground. Oh, a bit of a spoiler here, but I guess we can already... not really a spoiler, everyone knows who this girl is. Yep, and a bit anticlimactic. I think they should only reveal this after, but whatever. Called the Domos Aurea. It was a grand villa built upon the ruins of the homes of the aristocracy that once covered a famed Equiline Hill. Historical accounts paint Nero as somewhat delusional, and she herself has claimed that she was an artist, a performer of such incredible gifts that only the god Apollo could match her skills. She would often perform for the masses, but those spectators would frequently leave midway through the performance. She was so enraged by this obvious act of disrespect that she would order all entrances to the theater in which she was performing to be sealed until the final curtain fell. This Noble Phantasm is based on the highest and most difficult principles of thaumaturgy, and superficially resembles a reality marble. Though its effects are far more pronounced, it creates a reality in which one's imperial aspirations can be fully realized. It is a bit of a manifestation of imperial privilege in a greater order, I guess you could say. Character background. Nero reigned as an emperor during the year 54 to 68 AD. Although most surviving contemporary accounts paint her as a vicious tyrant who disregarded the Senate and violently oppressed the nascent Christian movement, many scholars believe that these accounts were an attempt to discredit her, and she was incredibly popular with the citizenry. Whatever the case, her infamy is such that some theorize that the Book of Revelations, found in the Vulgate Bible, was written as commentary on and reaction to her supposed repression of the Christian faith, and have gone so far as to make the case that the Hebrew pronunciation of her imperial name, Caesar, NRVN, I don't even know how to pronounce that, or just consonants, is the same as the phrase number of the beast. However, this is proven to be patently false, and that term commonly referred to Rome itself, and not any one individual, royal or otherwise. And yeah, that's why she is the Mother Harlot in Fate Grand Order Arcade. Alright, so that's Nero, everyone. We still have a few things to do here. Yep, there he is. Today is the elimination battle. In case you forgot, come to the first floor when you're ready. After delivering his reminder, Kotomine leaves. The elimination battle is here. I'm about to face my strongest opponent yet. I'll make some final preparations. That means getting outfitted and at the commissary and sorting out information in my room. Indeed. But before we do that, let's actually just replace this one with the where is it? Nah, that's not very useful for her. I guess we could just where is the one that increases her strength? There we go. There is it. Old rusty sword. Although we can use her skill, it does waste a bit of a turn, so that's not very useful, I guess you could say. Alright, Saber. Let's speak with Saber. It's the same as usual. Nothing new here. Organize your information. My enemy is strong. The strongest yet, without a doubt. At least if I piece together that information I know, I might survive a little stronger against him. Julius Belzic Harway. He's the Harway family's assassin, an enemy since day one. Saber was fooled by his servant ability to enlarge his body, speed up his movement, obfuscate his presence. Julius' servant can obfuscate his presence, which allowed him to take out Saber in one blow. Then Julius' servant attacked us again, and Saber saw through it. The attack was Magic Circuit Disruption, a blade of fighting energy, magic that bends the light. It was Magic Circuit Disruption. Right, from his attack I deduced that the enemy uses a special form of martial arts. After witnessing him in action, I have no doubt he's a master. In one blow, he skews his target's nervous and circulatory systems, as well as their magic circuits. Julius' servants claimed that his technique was so effective that a second strike was needless. A second? Okay. For anyone unable to sense his presence, that would indeed be a one-hit KO. To get around his invisibility, we set up traps to disable it. Thanks to the traps, we learned the source of his invisibility was state of the art optic camouflage, martial arts technique, thaumaturgical concealment, martial arts technique. Boom. Right, it was a Bajikwan technique based on becoming one with the universe called concealment. It is a sight that Julius' servant reached a level of kung fu that few martial artists ever do. In other words, Julius' servant was a kung fu master. There's only one kung fu master in history who claimed no need for a second strike. Li Xuan. Right. If you play Fate Grand Order, you know this guy as well. He has two versions in that game. The Lancer version, which is surprisingly this character design as a Lancer, and the Assassin, which is him but older. Called the Master of the Demon Fist, he was both valuous martial artist and assassin. Julius is a professional assassin. He knows a heck of a lot more about killing than I do. And on top of that, his servant is a martial artist, master. They're a match made in heaven. I wonder how long I'll last against the two of them. Alright, that's that. I can say, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do what do you call it? I keep forgetting. Save state. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna do a save state when we reach. Oh, right. Matrix. Li Xuan, 1864 to 1934. Relatively recent heroic spirit, all things considered. A Chinese martial artist from the Yanshan County. Hebi Shanzhou, I think that's how you say it, one of the foremost practitioners of the style known as Baji Quan. He was so powerful that many remarked at him a second strike was needed as long as a single blow would suffice. In addition to his skills in hand-to-hand combat, he was also supremely talented in the use of the spear. That's why he's a Lancer in Grand Order. So much that he earned the name Divine Spear Li. His occasional use of his weapon sometimes causes his opponent to mistakenly classify him as a Lancer, While this wouldn't normally be entirely incorrect, who his master's desire for stealthy servants capable of killing from the shadows, the trait more associated with the assassin class have come to the fore. On a final note, since his ability to become invisible is based on his natural abilities and not in any form of thaumaturgy, he is all but undetectable to the vast majority of magi or anyone dependent on magic. And that's it, basically. Alright, let's go ahead and... Actually, we do have enough, right? Right. It won't do all that much, but... At least we can level up a little bit more here. Yep, it's basically the same thing as always. Alright, level up. Let's level up our attack. 1 from Fountain of Chronos, which is a bit of a shame, I will say. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's go to Kotamine and finally be done with this guy. You will now enter the Colosseum and confront the opposing master. Are you ready? Remember, the only way to leave the Colosseum is to win. If you are ready, I will open the gate. Enter the Colosseum. The way to the Colosseum is now open, young master. I wish you the best of luck, and hope you will return. Remember, it's kill or be killed. And to the elevator we go. Even after all those attacks, the fire inside you still seems to be burning brightly. What a pleasant surprise. You improved so much since the last time we met that it's in that sealed space. Assassin, please refrain from idle banter. Relax, I'm just making conversation. Get to know your opponent is the ultimate luxury. My foe usually crumble from a single blow of my fist, so I find this Holy Grail war to be truly enjoyable. Originally, the martial arts were a fight for one's life, with the weight of years behind one's fist. The opportunity for two people to face each other and try to crush each other's lives comes, but rarely. When you agree with me. Anyways, it looks like you have something you'd like to say to my master. The master of concealment and the strongest martial artist of all time must have saw something in my mien. Oh, that's weird, I don't know what that is. There's definitely something I want to say to Julius, to whom I have several mysterious connections to, but... For what purpose do you fight? What purpose? Seeing as it makes, seeing to it that Leo makes his way to the Holy Grail War safely. That is my purpose. You're lying. Badly. What are you trying to get at anyway? Let me see. Maybe you want something else. More baseless speculation, how pathetic. Then why are things so hard for you? Do I appear to be having a difficult time? You're actually concerned about your enemy's well-being. You are truly beyond any and all hope. Fortunately for me, I don't consider any injuries, so I may take during the course of the war painfully. I have nothing but pity for you. But if I were to wait to be saved, I'd no doubt be a monk at this point. Be silent. I have enough of your misguided compassion. That is the longest talk tree you can have with him. Any other option you choose will just end the conversation short. A low roar begins to sound as the elevator comes to a halt. Enough of this meaningless talk. Let's go, assassin. Understood. There's only a few battles remaining, so let's make most of what lies ahead. In a sudden movement, a man clad in black turns around. Those dark, merciless eyes that used to scare the hell out of me. They no longer have any effect. Meeting his gaze, I step into the Colosseum. Alright, here we go. It's a forest this time. Kinda reminds me of ancient China. It seeps, my blood, my flesh, martial arts flowing near death. I have shed the complacency of earlier, and I have been born anew, thrusting to blood, like the Q-key. Yes, it's like I've become young again. You are strong, stronger than any enemy so far. Now let us compare our strength. Show me what lies beyond perfection. Wolf, your sheep's clothing has peeled off. Now you would be more suitable for another class. Indeed, you would do better not to restrain yourself to your delicate master's limits. You are weaker than a trader's king manservant before the emperor, weaker than a candle's flame, and... You say you are an assassin, but that is my domain. My life was riddled with conspiracy. Let's do it. Indeed, my fists needs no second strike. As if you could defeat us. In one strike you will understand the martial arts prowess.
任せよ。一周に付してくれる。
さて、どこを壊していいものやら。
Live or die by the sword.
恐るべき暗殺者よ。
Right.
その狂犬、ここで立つ。
大きく出たな、セイバー。これは楽しみだ。幕だ。犬のように死ね。
Okay, so basically, you see he has his Noble Phantasm ready to go. This skill here is, what do I call it? Is gonna be preparing for using Noble Phantasm. So prepare to guard, or at least be a bit more prepared than I was, and because I completely forgot about that. And it'd be good to use the Exorcism Blade to stun him here, making it impossible for him to use his Noble Phantasm. Anyways, as always, I'm gonna go ahead and die on purpose here.
どれ、死は式を収めるか。
そこを動くな。
我が八極に二のうちいらず。
程度があろう。
He does a lot of damage.
生きろ、マスター。
For the moment my command seals burn off my hand, I feel my strength seeping away. No, it's like my very life force is leaking out. I collapse into the weight of my own body. As I slamp, I see the backs of two assassins. It's an entertaining fight, but it was a bit too soon for them to fight us. Let's go. When their backs vanish from sight, all that's left to see is darkness. The world starts to warp. It'll all be over soon. Numbness starts in my toes and tickles its way up until I can no longer feel, smell, or hear. I must not even have a shape anymore. And that's game over for now. But as always, that never happened. Let's go ahead and load. Right, we can just use the, where is it? Fight setting sun, guard, no actually, heal and guard, yep. And let's see, what else does he do? Not that, I want to see what assassin does. Right. With attack on 4, that means he does break. Here, probably. Break, attack. Where is it? Break, attack, guard, break. Alright, let's see if it is.
今一度の祝福を。
死は式を収めるか。
Ah shit, it heals first, damn it. That was stupid, I forgot. So it's a break. Hopefully, I think we got it correct, so we won't die this turn. We will die either way because we still have Saber's thing, right? Alright, that was very dumb of me. I got it. Anyways, we can heal here and have Saber to Fount of the Saint, so we can get more damage in. After that, we're gonna guard, gonna do attack on 4 and attack on that. So that must mean this, wait, attack, then guard, then this. Alright. I think that's gonna be... I think we die here, damn it. Okay, so he didn't use his Noble Phantasm. But it's always... he always uses it in the second one. So it's always good to at least, Alright, so that must mean he's gonna use his Noble Phantasm. So, heal, Thunderous Applause, and we guard here, and attack on his and attack on final. It might be he doesn't actually use that one. Let me see. I see attack on 3 and attack on... there's a lot of things here, so it might be take a little bit. Okay. It's probably gonna use guard. Let's see if it is guard. Then go ahead and do break. Nope. No, not that one. Okay, so yeah, break there. God damn, I gotta take a better look at my notes. Damn, what is that? Skill, right? He's always uses skill in the first one, right? That's that chi thing. Then he probably uses guard, attack, guard, skill, which I'm gonna go ahead and guard that, and finally this. Alright. Quite a bit of damage, that's pretty good. Uses focus chi. Yep, it's exactly what I thought. Sealed guard, but shit, that sucks. Alright. Right, see he has skill on 4, that means he's not gonna use his Noble Phantasm. So, without any other thing to do, let's just heal Saber up a bit, and the attacks ignore enemy guard and weakens them. So, let's go do this then. Right, I'm not quite sure what the right. Alright, let's just do that and go ahead and do Thunderous Applause, attack, can't guard here, so let's just do attack normal. And let's break on 3 skills. Well, yeah, it's probably just gonna use attack on all of them, so let's just use this. And here we go with Saber's Noble Phantasm.
気づかれよ我が魔天。ここに至高の光を示せ。
死は式を収めるか。
この剣舞。
聞いたぞ聞いたぞ聞いたぞ。全身全形容器を巡らす。
He does strength up. We do more damage. We got even. Then we got a nice crit.
さて。
Alright, so, same thing again. Heal up. I guess we can just do attack. Break guard, break guard. Let's see, this works.
この剣舞。
聞いたぞ聞いたぞ聞いたぞ。死は式を収めるか。
As I expected. Alright, we can finally see what he does. Alright, so he is gonna use Noble Phantasm.
我が八極に二のうちいらず。
程度があろう。
Ooh, boy, that's not good. We still have the safety net, so that's something.
剣境はわしより。
Alright, that's perfect. We still have our safety net over there.
わしの絶唱に耐えたかよ。
Yeah, this isn't the first time, my buddy.
どうやって生き延びた。
Alright, we can do this. Just go ahead and break, attack. Right, so I think we just skill and break. There we go. And it doesn't attack on 4. So it's probably gonna guard here. Guard, attack, guard, break. Not as much as the other one, but still good. I do think Saber's Noble Phantasm lasts for 4 turns or something like that. Not forever. Now we got even there. Yep.
世界は広い。こうでなくてはな。楽しむなアサシン。いい加減本気を出せ。
Let's do this again. A skill with break, or with guard, I mean. Alright, let's try this. Just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and save state. That is basically always a free hit. Even... Yep. Okay, I had a feeling. Alright. Alright, so that isn't it. So attack. That's probably... Right, and probably a attack break. Not the same thing I used before. That'd be kind of embarrassing if it was. Yep, exact same thing again, damn it. Nah, I think I actually did the correct one this time. Yep, I did the correct one this time. Alright. Alright, so we are pretty good at this one. Just use this. He has guard and break. Guard, break, and then attack. So he's probably gonna go ahead and do this then. Just do that thing. I think one more triple attack and we win. That's most likely. We didn't make it, but we did pretty good. Alright. So, let's try it. Like, break, guard. In here we're gonna go ahead and just in case, I'm gonna go do a little bit of healing, just in case. I know we already won if we got that one correct, so let's try it. Got the key thing. We did 400 damage. Yep, exactly the second strike. It wasn't fair that they can do it on normal Phantasm multiple times, we can do it once. And we basically just won. Bye! You're forgetting the Saber has a second wind. We didn't really need to do that. Yeah, right. Victory is ours. The battle has been decided. The famed warrior of the Fist walks to Julius' side as he speaks. The black-clad harbinger of death has fallen to one knee and crouches on the ground. Julius, I won't insult you with excuses, but I will give you my thanks. It's been a long time since I've been in the world. Thank you. I was able to fight in it again. Of course Julius would try something stupid. The command seal on Julius' hand flashes red and starts to vanish. You've reached your final moment. Raise your head. What's wrong, Julius? I can't die yet. A scream that sounds like it's been wrenched from his heart echoes in the chamber. What are you? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he just begs us, huh? I cannot die like this. He clasps his hands together as he in prayer and continues in delirious scream. I don't know if the strange light in his cold eyes is a blaze of madness or what. Oh boy. Julius begins reciting words that sound like a code or spell in an anguished tone. His reckless opposition to the system causes him so much pain that he can't stop screaming. Knees bent and face twisted in pain from defiance, he nevertheless faces immediate deletion. It's a shameful and characteristic display of desperation, and then... the look in his eyes as he throws his head back and cries is of pure madness. In the end, he shows his true colors and... one hell of a way to go. After the flash of light, two of them disappear without a trace. I wonder what happened to Julius. I have no idea. All I know is he's gone. That means I'm the winner of the 5th round. I'm starting to feel like the end of the goal is in sight. For a change, I feel invigorated. As I return to the school building from the battlefield, I close my eyes and empty my exhausted mind. The thrill of victory, the agony of Julius' scream, and the sense of a lingering presence, all gone. Suddenly, I notice there's a person in front of me. Hello, Leo. Sorry I killed your brother. It's Leo. I just defeated Julius, his brother. It only makes sense that Leo would be here. He would want to know the results of the battle. I didn't expect you to defeat my brother. I'm shocked, honestly. This changes my opinion of you. You are strong. I see that now. Leo's voice is so detached, it's not betraying any emotion. As far as I can tell, he doesn't seem to be harboring any feelings of revenge, hate, or the like. Sure, I should ask, but I can't stop myself. That's an odd question. Why would I resent you? People die in battles. This time around, it just happened to be my older brother, that's all. The only noteworthy thing is that you exceeded my expectations. I think his words are sincere. He has tones of voice, body language, and facial expressions keep what he's saying. The only thing that's different is that I see you in a changed light. I can finally see you for what you are, a fine and proper enemy. So much heat in that gaze. You just softly smile like usual, but this time, what is this? I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to face Leo anymore. Just as if my eyes were sun, gentle. His eyes were sun, gentle yet searing. Like my skin's being burnt away. His emotions did really change. He's never shown that much emotion before. Why did he choose to show it to me of all people? Me, a stranger. Me, his future enemy. That's right. Perhaps he'll end up being my final opponent. That's sort of exciting. I look forward to it if that happens. Well then, I look forward to when we meet on the battlefield. That said, Leo left. As soon as he was gone, my back tingled. When I checked that out, I found my clothes are sticking to the sweat on my back. Leo is as unrelenting as Julius, if not as obviously sinister. It's like the north wind and the sun. I feel like Leo's more advanced than me for sure. The sun sets in the sky as king of the world, the chosen one. I've never thought about how far away it is before hopelessly far. But eventually I have to reach out and fight it, because though only one person can obtain the Holy Grail. And for one final conversation with Saber now.
世のドムスアウレアを開いたのだ。マスターであるそなたはもう知っているとは思うが、改めて名乗ろう。
Yeah, it was kind of spoiled by the Matrix, but go ahead, introduce yourself, Saber.
世の神名はネロ。ネロ・クラウディウス・カエサル・アウグストゥス・ゲルマニクスである。
There we go, a more proper introduction. This is Nero. Obviously, anyone who'd actually search for Nero, apparently if you search for Nero, the historical figure on Google, she just shows up, so it's kind of impossible to avoid spoilers for this game. But we can just start calling her by her name, Nero. And we got Matrix level 3. We got a Matrix 3 with all of our servants at this point, except Caster, because she gets level 3 the day before. I can't hide my astonishment when she repeats her name. Nero Claudius, 5th Emperor of the Roman Empire, and the decadent tyrant who indulged in every luxury and pleasure. Dilettante artist who persecute Christians and tried to disassemble the core of Rome, the Senate. As a result, Nero was accused of treason, abdicated the throne, and ran off to commit suicide. How could Emperor Nero, who met such a pathetic end, be the same person as this girl? Or could it be that I don't want to imagine her being in such despair she would take her own life?
そなたは本当に隠し事ができぬな。よい。考えていることは大体わかる。世は確かに暴君であり、多くの命を積み、その末路にふさわしい醜悪な最後を迎えた。それも事実だ。否定はせん。だが何恥じるところはない。世は最後まで世として生きた。それが全てだ。後悔はあれ、否定などするものか。
You're just so strong. Her heart doesn't waver, totally unlike mine. Anyways, whatever happens to Saber, not wanting to let me know about her bad reputation.
それはそなたにだけだ。他のやつばらが何を思うと世には届かぬわ。
Saber clears her throat with a loud cough and straightens herself up. The girl whose small body bore the burden of an empire at age 17 places a hand on her chest, as if checking on her heart.
奏者よ、そなたが世を暴君とバビロンの養父とそしるのならば、それも構わぬ。なぜなら、どうあっても世はそなたが好きだ。そなたに嫌われるのは辛いが、仮にそうであるのなら愛されるよう励むだけのこと。
Yeah, this is one of those games where like basically they make the female protagonist bisexual and the male protagonist straight, because you can, I think you can romance Archer or something close to that. but male Hakuno can't do those things with Archer, but can with Caster and Saber. It's kind of funny in that way. It's a bit of like not as egregious as Digimon Cyber Sleuth, where sometimes they even forgot to like translate the female protagonist to she, just use male pronouns. But that game is a whole other level of hilarity in that case.
本当に辛いが、そこは我慢しなくてはな。見ているがいい。いずれ必ずそなたの心を奪ってみせる。
Saber squeezes her fist firmly in declaration. She looks like a child who's trying really, really hard not to cry.
なぜ笑う。とにかく世は名乗ったからな。悪名高いとはいえ、皇帝は皇帝なのだ。これからも敬い、最良のサーバントとして頼りにするがよい。
As part of history, her life has been criticized for millennia. However, she's not ashamed. Saber is unrelentingly proud, because no matter what sort of life she led, it was one that she embraced grandly, and therefore it could never be unsightly. That's true. When I first met Saber, I was gasping for life on the floor thinking I can't die yet, but she still looked at me proudly. She embraced me and my situation, she offered her hand to me, and came to me in the aid of my spirit. Though it feels so long since we met, the memory is still vivid. So what if she's got a bad rep and thinks she's a whatever Babylon? It doesn't matter. I mean, no matter what Saber's name or past might be, her pride and confidence are unshakable.
そうか。では、今度こそ礼を口にしよう。ありがとう、マスター。世は嬉しい。その信頼、最後まで守りきってみせる。
And that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and see Julius's, Li Xuan's page. He has B in strength, C in defense, A in agility, E on magic, and E on luck. He basically means he's weak to magic. And we can see his other things. No second strike. Li Xuan's blows are almost always fatal. Whenever he throws a hard blow designed to kill or a simple feint to draw his opponent into an attack, a saying that has managed to survive the passing of the years. For Li Xuan, a second strike is needless. It is in this saying for which his noble phantasm gets his name. To be accurate, this isn't noble phantasm in the traditional sense of the term. Rather, it's the ultimate expression of true power possible by mastering the martial arts. Li Xuan is considered to be one of the very few to have gained total mastery over his style, and in fact is believed to have transcended the need for physical attacks, instead defeating his opponents by engulfing them in chi. Or ki, I mean. There is so much debate as to whenever Li Xuan actually uses his ki to defeat his opponents, although the very few he has managed to survive a confrontation with him report suffering all from the effects associated with the type of attack, such as obfuscated senses, heightened state of paranoia, and the feeling that their nervous system is under almost unendurable strain. We have, whatever that is, Liu Quan, or something like that. A Chinese meditative ideal. It is believed that true mastery of martial arts comes not through training, but acceptance. As this technique is extremely difficult to understand, let alone master, it is only when achieving the rank of A that one is thought to have actually begun to learn. With those ranks exceeding A, are considered true masters of the art. That's why it has 3 pluses after the A. Alright, and finally, Master of the Demon Fist. Li Xuan, Master of the Demon Fist. One of the few undisputed masters of martial arts, he maintained a delicate balance between the innate goodness and inherent evil found in all men. He fell victim to poison after earning the undying hatred of the countless families of those he had killed. As a servant, the balance he maintains of life is slipped slightly, but it still values rationality greatly. While he does not see much difference between good and evil, he will react with disgust and utter contempt for those who stray from rational thinking, and those who allow what Christians called the 7 deadly sins to overwhelm their lives. He brings swift and inevitable death. Although he was known as a deadly fighter for his life, in his later years he discovered that true power lay not in the strength of his fists, but in the strength of his convictions. He spent the remaining of his life following the path of valor, not violence. He freely acknowledges that in his course of incarnation, he is nothing more than a professional killer, but does so without bitterness or regret. And although he uses power as Julius directs, could it be that? Alright, that's pretty much it. I got something new for Saber too. I think that's not everything. Yeah, we still have a few other things going on. The new thing is the Great Fire of Rome. July 19, 64 AD. A devastating fire erupted in one of the poorest districts of Rome and quickly spread throughout the city, reducing most of it to ashes. Contrary to popular belief, Nero quickly responded to the disaster and even contributed to the relief efforts out of her own personal funds. While she became immensely popular with the common citizens, her populist policies, combined with her sometimes bizarre predilections, earned her the ire of not only the higher caste, but also of historians who insist on painting her as a tyrant. Yeah, basically that whole playing the violin or whatever, or the harp while the city burned didn't actually happen, at least in the Extraverse. Nero the Tyrant. Taking the name Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanius, upon her ascension to the imperial throne, she was the fifth emperor of the Roman Empire, and the last of the Julio-Claudian dynasty, who had ruled Rome since its inception. The daughter of the cousin of the fourth emperor Claudius, she was put upon the throne at the age of 17, as a result of the devious scheming and possible matricide of her mother, Julia Augusta Agrippina. Once on the throne, she immediately began to demonstrate her talents as administrations, as well as the ability to navigate the often murky political situation inherited in the Roman government. In addition to the above, Nero was also generally acknowledged to be a consummate diplomat who preferred discussion and compromise to warfare and conflict. She was held in especially high esteem by both the people of Britannia and the leaders of the nation of Persia, who continued to refer to Rome as the country of Nero long after her death. While popular abroad and within the lower caste at home, the Senate and the higher caste members of the empire grew weary of the populist policies, extravagant expenditures of public entertainment, and occasionally irrational repression of religious expression. In the year 68 AD, a series of revolts drove Nero from the throne and eventually to suicide. It was said that in her final hours she continually expressed her anguish that an artist such as herself had to die, but as those who betrayed her closed in, she quoted a line from Homer's Iliad: "Hark, now strikes on my ear the trampling of swift-footed coursers," and then drove a dagger into her throat. The story of Nero, we still have a few things left, right? But it's actually kind of funny that they finished her story not in Extella, not in Extella Link, but in the Fate Grand Order collaboration with Great Order Arcade, which is wild that it did it in that thing, of all places. But anyways, that's gonna be it for now. We will get to talk more about Saber or Nero in a later video. Alright, that's gonna be it for now. Right, yep, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for Fate Extra. Ciao.